Hi, welcome to yoga. My name is Lindsay and I'm excited to lead you through our next class. We will need a strap today and also have any blocks that you know that you'll need to give you that extra support. And let's start in a seated posture on a block or a blanket, and we will ground to begin our session. So sitting in easy pose. You can have your hands on your knees. One foot in lotus or one heel in front of the other. Begin to lengthen the spine. Let's take an inhale together. And exhale. Release and sink into those sits bones, drawing in the abdomen. Exhaling into the low abdomen area. Inhale, lengthen the spine, shoulders down the back. Exhaling, bringing intention into our breath, slowing everything down so that we can truly become one with the breath, integrated into our body, the observers of this bodily experience. As we come into deeper, more meaningful poses, poses in life, poses in yoga. Series of movements. Not being carried away by the experience, but more cultivating an observing stance. Watching nature and the divine come into our life. Let's take a fire breath together, doing a little kundalini here. Let's bring the arms up over the head with an inhale. And then draw the fingers down so that the forefingers touch the tops of the palm, and stick the thumbs straight out. As you inhale, we're going to exhale the Agni fire breath in short spurts, so it's going to sound like pressing the thumbs into the sky. As you exhale, the abdomen is going to be flapping against the ribs and the backs of the kidneys. So there comes a point where the breath and the inhale just synchronize into this pulsation. Lengthening the back of the neck, lowering the shoulders. Cleaning through the low abdomen, through the ribs. Keep going for a little bit longer. Last few breaths. Inhale, bring the thumbs to touch as you close your eyes. And then exhale, slowly bring the arms down. face up or face down on the knees, the palms, and begin to breathe normally. So notice what you're feeling in the spine, in the brain. Good. Let's take the right hand to the left side of the head and pull the head to the right. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, back to center. Bring the left hand to the side of the head and pull the head down to the left. Nice big inhale. Exhale, release. Bring both hands to clasp behind the head and lift the chest as you bring the chin down, stretching the back of the neck in between the shoulders. And it's just the neck coming forward. We're not punching. We're bringing straightness into the spine, but then above the collarbone is reaching forward. And then let's take hands in prayer and bring the thumb and forefinger to the collarbone and chin and press the neck back. Good, and let's do some arm opening here. So grab your strap if you need it. You may not if you have the grab. If you do need the strap, let's take our left hand palm towards the back of the room, bend the elbow. Right hand is going to come behind the waist. So if you need a strap to make your grab, drape the strap over that left shoulder, and then you'll be grabbing the strap with both the left and right hand and pulling down the strap with the right arm behind the waist to lift the elbow higher. And so the tendency here is to kind of let that elbow come out to the side, but really try and bring it up by the ear. If you have the grab, go ahead. But imagine I'm coming around and bringing my thumb inside your bicep and pressing that thumb behind you so that you really get that internal rotation of the arm, of the inner arm towards the face. And then elbows away. Sink into those sits bones. Breathe into the low abdomen as well as the low back near the kidneys. And exhale, switch sides. If you had the strap on the left, then drape it over the right shoulder. Right arm up. Palm faces the back of the room, then bending the elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. And then left hand comes behind the waist. And we're grabbing the strap and pulling the strap down with the left hand to bring the right elbow higher. And so wrap that outer shoulder forward. You need to take your left hand and physically press your bicep towards the back of the room. Go ahead. So wherever you are, sink into those sits bones. Take a nice big breath. Inhale. Elbows away. Chin is tucked. Back body is full of breath. Down. And then let's come to a small twist here, twisting over to the right. Left hand on top of right thigh. Looking over that right shoulder. And exhale, twist over to the left. Stay the exhale to get deep into your twist, and then inhale to lengthen. And exhale, come back to center. Walk the hands out onto the fingertips. Roll those biceps up towards the ceiling. Drop the head. And elongate the spine, bringing breath into the kidney area, the low back, the waist, and spreading that through the heart, through the armpits, through the arms. Next exhale, walk the hands back. So really bringing mindfulness into this opening sequence helps us to ground and come into the present. Letting go of the day. Do some cat-cows here. Press into those shins. Elbows back, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the abdomen in, press into those shins, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, lift the back. And then moving intuitively side to side, or taking cylindrical movements with the rib cage to just open up any sticky areas in the side ribs, the arms, armpits, hips, legs. And don't forget the neck, so rolling the neck. Using the breath. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, press into the hands, external rotation into those heels. So hands are rotating externally, legs are rotating internally, and we're lengthening the spine with the breath. Low ribs in, low abdomen in. Imagine there's a strap from the tops of your thighs towards the back of the room, pulling you towards the back of the room. And then let's bring the hands back for a hand's length back so that the heels are flat on the mat. Inhale, lift that right leg. Exhale, place it down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, place it down, and then keep that short stance, bringing the left hand across the body to the outer right shin, or right thigh, right knee. Just get a little twist here, drop the head. Hips are square, and the twist is coming from the waist. Pressing through that right hand into those heels. Space in the shoulders and neck. And inhale back to your short stance, short dog. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring that right hand across the body to the outer left shin. Drop the head, press with the arm to make space. And again, those hips are square, so you're evenly distributing the weight on the feet, but you're keeping that twist, that asymmetry in the upper body. Good. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Lift and reach the chest forward, elbows back. Find your sturdy plank here, imagining that we're in mountain pose at the top of the mat. So legs are super sturdy, or tucking the tailbone, engaging the low abdomen with the breath. lengthening the entire rib cage out of the pelvis. Good, exhale back to dog. Inhale, right leg back. Bend the knee, reach those toes over to the left. And exhale, let's come into a low crescent lunge here behind the wrist. Bend that left knee, untuck the toes, and then sweep the arms up as you sink the hips. Coming into this lunge here. So pulling up with Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, into that navel center to keep the hips stable. We're going to use this later when we come into a deeper back bend, okay? So as you bring that tailbone towards the right heel, don't let the front of the body kind of slouch forward. Really pull everything through those energy lock centers into the back of the neck and head, and reach through the arms. Good. Exhale, bring the hands inside the right foot and wiggle that right heel away. Little visit to our Ardha Hanuman here, getting into the under part of the right leg, aka the hamstring calves. Let's come into a low lunge twist here. Left hand down, right arm lifts up. And then from this low lunge twist, drop the left heel to the left, and that right toe is going to pop off the mat. And then we're going to sink the left hip and drop the right arm to the back of the room. Inhale, low lunge twist. Exhale, left heel drops. Right leg pivots, looking towards the back of the mat. Last one. Low lunge twist. Everything square up. And exhale, we're dropping that left hip, reaching to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Drop the right hand. Let's take a plank here. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg back. Bend the knee, reach the toes, open up the hip here. Strong right leg. It's really getting to the hip area. Exhale, square. Bring that left knee forward behind the left wrist. Sorry, the foot comes behind the left wrist, and then drop the right knee, untuck the toes. Let's come into a low lunge. Sweep the arms up, and again, engage through the breath, lifting up through the pelvic floor to engage the low abdomen umbilical area. And then that's going to go travel up the spine, through the back of the neck and head, in Jalandhara Bandha, softening the third eye, reaching through the arms. Exhale. Heel toe that left foot forward as you bring the hands inside the right leg. The left leg, sorry. So little Hanuman half splits here. Reach the chest forward. Hips back. You engage the left quad, you get more of a stretch here. And then rock that left foot forward, lift the back foot and leg with the right hand down, low lunge twist. So twist it out on your exhale, and then from here, the right heel's just going to drop to the side, and that left foot's going to come off your mat as you lower the right hip. Left hand comes with that. Inhale back to low lunge twist. Exhale, drop the right hip, hands to the back of the room. Inhale, low lunge twist. And exhale. Dropping the right heel to the side, looking to the back of the room. Low lunge twist, and then let's come to plank pose. Lowering down to chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Lift up to low cobra here. Hands off the mat, squeeze the quads in, kneecaps in. Breathe into that low abdomen area. And then exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Very nice, guys. Thanks for staying with me. Inhale the right leg back. Sweep it forward to the right wrist. Look forward, low lunge. Exhale the left to meet it. Inhale, sweep the arms up to halfway. Exhale, grab opposite elbows. Lift the kneecaps, drop the head. Shake the neck. Shake the head yes and no. Release some of that tension. And inhale, coming all the way up. A little back bend, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to heart center. Find that mountain pose that we echoed in our plank. Squeeze those quads back, hip points back, and everything lifting through the core and back body. And allow this time to be an intention setting time as we listen into our hearts and use the asana to express from our hearts. It's outpouring from the heart. Yoga is a lot about vulnerability in these postures, opening in ways we aren't used to opening. You know, the warrior is just being like, here I am, world. So connecting to that divine. And let's take this into our sun salutation. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands. Step or hop back. Vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, sweep it to the right wrist, look forward. Exhale the left to meet it. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, sweeping up. Following the breath, exhale, down. Inhale, reaching the crown forward. Exhale, placing the hands, hopping or stepping to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift through the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg back. Sweep it forward, low lunge. Right foot comes up to meet it. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. And exhale down. Coming to Surya Namaskar B, inhale, sit back into your chair. Reach the arms forward. Imagine this is the first time you've ever done this pose. So bring your hands to heart center, sit back, knees together. Inner thighs back, low abdomen in. And then bring more everything into the back body. glutes, hamstrings, calves, back of the head, kidneys. And let's reach the arms forward here. In that beginner's mind for something we desire. Sit lower. And exhale, forward fold. Dropping the head. Inhale, halfway, reach the heart. Exhale, place the hands, hop or step back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lifting the knees here, so squeeze the kneecaps in as you come to your upward facing. I know that needs reminding sometimes. Exhale, downward facing dog. If we're going to get into back bends in a more intentional way, we have to learn how to strengthen our legs, create that foundation in our back bend through the legs. Inhale, right leg back. Sweep it forward, right wrist, left heel down. Open up the arms. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, reach forward into side angle, but keep that right arm up as you bend the right knee perpendicular, so the knee comes straight over the ankle. And then bring more weight into that left outer heel. So how you do that is drawing the right hip in towards the left heel. And then turn the chest. And then come into your side angle here. So you can bring your hand inside the leg or on a block outside of the heel or on the floor. Then that left arm is going to come by the ear if it's not too much for the neck. If it is too much, you can keep this perpendicular shape. So really use the energy centers here. Tuck the chin, strong base, back heel engaged. And then inhale, come back up for warrior two. Star pose, lengthen out. Let's come into triangle, hinging at the hips here, right hand on shin. I'm going to heel toe my left foot in slightly, so that's going to give me a little more dynamism in this pose. And then the left arm is going to come up. So the tendency here is to let the hips come out to the right. Let's see if we can engage both quadriceps. Tuck the tailbone towards the back heel. Imagine being flat between two panes of glass here. And then if it feels good to look up at the thumb, go ahead. Exhale. Bring that left hand down. And then drop the left knee. And wiggle that right heel out into Ardha Hanuman. So Ardha meaning half Hanuman. So we visited this earlier. So keeping the hips square. If you want to press that heel away further to come more into the splits. If you're game for splits, you can bring a block or blanket under that right hamstring in front of the sit bone. And always using your hands to lift and engage the spine, keeping watch with the breath, lifting through the pelvic floor, and exhale, coming out, removing the block if you had one, and then lift the hips, walk the hands over to center, inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward fold. Grabbing the outsides of the ankles, elbows wide, shoulders up the back. Inhale, walk the hands out flat back. And then walk the hands back to the back of the mat. Heel toe the right foot in at a 45-degree angle. And let's come into warrior two on the left side. Opening up the arms, bending the knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, reach the arm out. Coming into side angle prep. Bending that left knee to engage the quad. And then lifting up through the abdomen and the core to bring weight more into that back heel. So left hip is going towards right heel. And see if you can lean a little further. A little further, a little further. And then place your hand where it feels comfortable to come into your side angle. Of course, being mindful of the breath, of your neck. You can keep the arm perpendicular or by the ear. Good. And inhale back to warrior two. Inhale, lift the arms, straighten out that left leg, heel toe the right in slightly to come into triangle prep. Exhale, arms out to the side, hinge the hips to the right, reach that left arm long. And remember, we're going to squeeze those quads in so that those hips don't come off the mat. So keep those hips lined up between the feet. Lengthen the left side body. Exhale as you twist. Maybe looking up to the left thumb if that feels comfortable. Good. And then dropping the right hand to the mat. Let's come into Ardha Hanuman here. Right knee comes down, left heel shimmies forward. And looking forward with the chest, using the arms to hold the hips up. And just go a little further than you did when we first did this round. So bringing that heel out a little further. You can always lean on your hands. Keeping the back feet tucked. We'll keep the hips safe, and then you can bring your left hamstring gently to a block or blanket. But just go where it feels good. So in the comfort of your home, there's no competition, there's no comparison. So enjoy how this feels as you open the chest and the heart, shoulders down the back. And exhale, coming back, heel toeing that leg back on the mat. Hands come inside. Let's walk to the center, over to the right. Perpendicular feet on the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, walk the hands back in between the arches of the feet and drop the head to the mat or to a block. If your head doesn't reach the floor, then bring a block to place under it, or widen the feet, however you can to get that contact. Another alternative from here is you can bring peace fingers to big toe, elbows out wide. Lift through the inner thighs, lift the sits bones. Last breath. And exhaling back to the front. Look forward, take a vinyasa here. facing dog. Good. And inhale, lift the left leg back, sweep it forward to the left wrist, drop the right knee, and then reach around with your hand to grab the right outer foot and bring it towards the heel. So if you need the strap, you can use that to help bring your foot in. You can also bring the left toes off the mat to open up the hips more. But this focus here I really want is a right quad stretch. So as you bring that heel in, you can bring the heel of the hand to the tops of the toes. Make sure the ankle isn't sickling too much, so bring tone into the heel of the foot as you draw that heel outside the right hip. Good, and exhale. Come back to plank. Take a vinyasa here. Inhale the right leg back. Sweep it forward. Grab your strap if you need it. Otherwise, right hand comes all the way around. Bend that left knee to grab the foot. And then I like to have my right toes tracking off the mat so I can better pull my foot in. And I'm going to bring the heel of my hand to the tops of my toes. And pull the heel towards the outside of the left hip. So sometimes we do this pose in a studio setting. Sometimes I teach it against the wall. It's very, very, very good for de-stressing. There's a lot of tension and a lot of muscle in the quads. So if we can release some of that and use some of that energy, this is a great opener. So imagine it like that. We're opening up our muscles and we're using the energy that comes out of those muscles for our health, for our vitality. Take a vinyasa here. Lowering slowly. Opening up the body, receiving. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Bend the knees and hop or step to the top of your mat. Halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And then heel toe the feet together, coming into chair. Sweep the arms to graze the floor. Sit back, engage the back body. Reach the chest and arms forward. So when you engage that back body, the core really engages. Those low ribs pull in. It wraps from the front to the back. Really creating a strong spine here. Sit a little deeper. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Squeeze strong legs, back bend. And exhale down. Okay, so last week we did dancer on the ground. This time we're going to do it standing. So take your strap. Let's get a nice loop in there. So you're going to make the loop, if you're not sure, you're going to bring the one end under both of them, through both of them, And then you're going to take the end that you just brought through both of them to go over the closest one and under the furthest one. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. But create an airplane seatbelt situation. So it goes through both, and then you're going to jog back over under. It's a little easier to remember. And then make it about 4, 5, or 6 inches of a loop, not too big. We're going to put this around the ball of our foot. So find your mountain stance. Strong legs means strong back bend. And then bend, so get into that stance, really ground into your feet. Imagine your feet growing roots into the ground. Feel that through the spine, through the legs. And get heavy on the left side. We're going to start on the right. And then pick up that right foot and lasso the ball of the foot, so just right before the toes. And then from here, the right arm, the right hand is going to be palm face up, holding the strap. And then we're going to bring that strap over the right shoulder. And then this could be enough for you. This is like, okay, I'm feeling this right quad. You know, I'm just working on balance here, and this is a great place to start. Maybe as you breathe and relax and feel comfortable, you can bring the right shoulder up just like we did in the beginning of class. And then the left arm is going to meet the right hand on the strap. And then from here, before we even hinge forward, we're going to tuck the tailbone and press both knees down into the ground. Tuck the tailbone, reach the chest forward. And then when the chest is super high, the elbows are away, that's when we hinge forward, pressing the top of the foot away. And so this may be step 2, and then you come back as such. Walk the hands up the strap further. Knees down, squeeze those glutes, lift the chest. And then press the foot into the strap as you hinge forward. So working it like this. And don't be afraid of falling, because honestly, if you go to where it feels comfortable and you're listening to your breath and you're going slow as feels good to you, you can catch yourself. You can let go of the strap or what have you. You can find your safety net, okay? So let's do one more like this. For this one all day. And then we'll do this on the other side. Okay, so we're going to revisit this again. So we're starting with the first warm-up. And then we're going to do it again. So find your mountain pose. Wiggle out your feet if you need to. Take a wiggle. Move your head, move your feet, move your toes and ankles. And then mountain pose, super strong, sturdy. Reach those roots into the ground. Got it? Right leg is heavy, bend the left knee. Lasso that top of the foot. And then palm face up. Bring that strap up and over the left shoulder. We'll demonstrate from this side. And again, this is your safe place. Working on balance. Tucking the tailbone, knees down. Squeeze, knees together. Lift the chest. And then bring that left elbow by the ear. Right hand meets left hand. And then from here, squeeze in, tailbone down, pubis lifts, chest lifts. and then press the foot back into the strap. And then you can come back to neutral again, walk the hands up, press the foot into the strap. Take about 3 or 4 tries here, alternating whether the foot goes back more, whether you hinge more, whether your elbows come away more, whatever feels like a good working edge. And I'm noticing the strap feels a little slack. I'm going to walk my hands up maybe 2 or 3 more inches. And try again. Once you've given this a good college try, you can switch legs again. So we just opened up the body really nicely, so it's nice to, with our warm muscles, to try this again. It will be easier. And it feels so nice having sat at a desk. It's really, really nice. So shake it out. We'll try this on the right again. Give a wiggle. Strong mountain pose. Weight on the left foot, bend the right. Loop that ball of the foot. Palm face up. Put on the backpack. And start from where you last left off. So left hand meets right. And then once you get that tailbone tucked, glutes engaged somewhat, like a soft, like maybe 40% glutes engaged, the rest in the legs and the core. And then hinge forward, pressing the foot into the strap into the foot. And that's going to pull the elbows back so you can lift from the heart, reaching forward. And then the breath here. Even out the breath. And keep a micro bend to the standing leg, and then bring that breath into the sacrum. Lifting from the heart. Breath is moving over the sacrum. Take another try on this side, walking the hands up if that feels good. Just noticing. Hinge forward. You can even press the foot higher. Exhale, woo, coming down. So it's nice to notice how when I got to that edge and I got in an unsteady place, I just released the strap a little and then came standing. So in the moment, we can save ourselves, right? In life and in yoga. God willing. So come back. Ground in, roots down. Left hand holds strap, heavy right leg. Bend the knee. Loop the ball of the foot. And then palm face up. Backpack over the shoulder. And then from here, elbow by the ear. Pull in the abdomen, tuck the tailbone, knees together, just really grounding in. So again, you can keep a micro bend to that right leg if it helps keep you balanced. Just like Warrior 3 with the leg lifted with some help. But that strong core is engaged to keep the low back safe. Right hand's going to meet the strap where the left hand is. And then lift the chest, reach from the elbows, outer shoulders forward, press into that foot to hinge. Take about 3-4 tries here. Go to a place that feels exhilarating and beautiful and wonderful. experiment, have fun, walk the hands up the strap maybe a little more. Hinge forward. If you've been doing the hinging and you want to extend the leg, you can try and straighten the leg a little bit more. I've got some breath work to do here. Breathing into the sacrum, softening the heart, just going to where it feels good. Listening deeply. And exhale, release. Can be sloppy release, can be a slow release. And what we learn is to be gentle with ourselves, to breathe, to be humble and simple. Okay, let's make our way to our backs. Actually, since we just did not to our backs, have a seated, we'll do that in a sec, but let's have a seated posture here, Dandasana, with the legs out in front. Move the flesh away from the sits bones. And then from here, you can have a strap. We're going to walk the hands forward. We just did some back bends, so the back is going to be rusty coming into this forward fold no matter who you are. So knees bent or have a strap. Grab big fingers to toes and really pull the inner thighs, inner legs down as you lift the chest away, up and away. So no hunching. I don't want to see in quotes the low back and the shoulders forward like this. I want elbows back. I'd rather you have the most bent knees and your chest forward and straight than totally flat and completely caved in the chest. So use that length and that beautiful opening of the heart that we did in Dancer and take that into this pose. You can gently straighten the legs. If you have the strap, maybe come a little further. Maybe grab outside of the feet. We'll spend a few more breaths in this forward fold here. And keeping the chest lifted, drop the chin, and imagine a string from the tailbone to the crown. Just gently coaxing the spine to a nice long place. Softening the breath. Exhale, release. And walk the hands back a little bit behind the hips. And bring the feet flat on the mat and lift the hips into reverse tabletop. Pressing the hips up. Chin down, head away. And exhale, swing the hips between the arms. And then reverse tabletop again. Exhale, hips between arms. Hover. Reverse tabletop. And then exhale, drop the hips. Bring the hands behind, underneath the knees and come into boat pose, Navasana. Lifting the toes, eye level. Lifting the chest. And then arms can come palms face up outside of the legs. Maybe straightening the legs. Squeeze the core, lift the chest. Exhale, halfway Ardha Navasana. Hover the feet, hover the chest above. Exhale, Navasana. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale down to Ardha Navasana. Reach those toes away. Inhale, Navasana, almost done. Lengthen. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. Hold for 5, 4, tuck the tailbone, 3, strong core, 2, 1.5, negative 0.5, and 0. Okay, good job. Let's just rest here. I didn't mean to say negative. Minus 0.5 here. Good, let's bring knees into chest and rock side to side. And bring the feet flat. Let's take a nice bridge pose. Rolling shoulders underneath the chest. Heels flat. You can take a clasp with the arms and then press the hips up to the ceiling. Really breathe into the legs. And as you reach a little higher, feel the weight come into the tops of the shoulders. Softening the heart. Exhale down. And then bring your arms out to a T. Pop the hips over to the left. And then cross left knee over right as both knees fall to the right side. So reclined twist here. And then adjust the shoulders so that you can look over that left palm. Make space in the waist from right hip to left shoulder. Letting the weight really be carried by the surface that you feel yourself touching. Inhale, rock the knees back to center. Pick the hips up and bring them over all the way to the right. Right knee over left knee. And then let the knees fall to the left side. And that right shoulder is going to come up just fine. And then we'll just adjust that left shoulder away so we can look over that right palm. And then let the breath release the weight into the ground. Create space in the hips and waist and the spine. Exhale, roll those knees up and bring the hips back to center and then make your way to Shavasana, whether you come through Happy Baby or knees to chest, anything that you need to do to adjust yourself to rest and relax more thoroughly here. Closing the eyes, resting in softening the heart. Stay in this posture for some more time, and I will sign off here. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Great job. Namaste.